G'day, I'm Dr. Harry Cooper. Congratulations on selecting the Breville Pet Grooming Kit. These days we all know how costs can mount up when we take our pet down to the parlour for a trim. With the Breville Pet Grooming Kit, we can help to reduce those costs by following the groomer's pattern, and that way your dog will be kept looking its best all the time. This particular model has an adjustable blade control which is used for close trimming and other cutting variations which we'll demonstrate later on. Let's start by getting to know your clipper set. The control lever is located at your thumb, and when pressed in, the blade moves out to increase the cutting length. To lock the blades in this position, simply press the locking switch on the other side of the clipper. This enables you to cut through thick hair without catching. Your clipper set also comes with removable trim guides, numbers 1, 2 and 3, each in varying sizes. They're used when hair is required to be trimmed to a longer length. To attach, simply slide onto the clipper. To remove, slide off and away from the clipper. It's worth remembering that the clipping blades never become dull or blunt from cutting the dog's hair. It's the dirt and grit in the dog's coat that causes the problem. Now you can avoid that by making sure the dog's been brushed, washed and thoroughly dried before you start to clip. Remember, never clip wet hair. Make sure it's thoroughly dry. It's important that you keep the blades free from any dirt or dust particles and well lubricated with the oil provided. Or you can use household oil if you wish. The procedure is simple. First, brush the blades with a small brush provided, both sides. Then with the clippers turned on, a drop or two of oil at both ends of the clipping head, and this should be done before, during and after each clipping session. Before we demonstrate the versatility of the Breville animal clippers on some of our furry friends, let's take a look at some of the simple steps to remember when grooming. We all know that grooming is important for your dog's good health and well-being. Regular brushing gives your dog a clean, healthy coat free from matted hair which can cause skin irritations. When brushing, brush out all the tangles and mats thoroughly from the coat. Never attempt to wash the hair while still matted. Adding water only tightens those knots. Bathing. This is the most important part of grooming. If any dirt or soap is left in the coat, it is almost impossible to achieve a proper finish. First, wet the dog thoroughly. Apply soap and work up into a rich lather, making sure soap doesn't enter the eye area. Then give the dog a good scrub all over and rinse thoroughly. Most dogs require 2 soapings, followed by a cream rinse. When washing is finished, squeeze out all the excess moisture from the coat and towel dry before using a dryer. Now when using a dryer, brush at the same time, concentrating on one area at a time. But always use a low setting on your dryer and keep it moving. A dog's skin is very sensitive. Once your dog's skin is dry, you're ready for trimming. To show the various trimming techniques and how to use the Breville attachments, we're going to clip a Schnauzer, a Terrier Cross and a Poodle. And the reason we're using these breeds is because they demonstrate techniques that can be used on all other breeds. To groom successfully, you must have a non-slip surface. And today, we're using a bath mat on a garden table. But you could use a similar mat on a table or bench of any convenient height. Maddie here is a Schnauzer, and unlike the Poodle and the Terrier Cross, her breed has a very distinctive style. You begin with the head by combing the eyebrows forward. Without a trim guide attached, clip the top of the head smooth, from above the eye socket to the ears. Holding the ears flat, clip from the centre out on both sides. Use the corner of the blades to clean out the area between the eyes to highlight those eyebrows. Place the clipper at the side of the eye and trim to the cowlick at the base of the neck, following the grain of the hair. Adjust the clipper blade forward with the control lever and lock it in position. Now you're ready to trim the body. Begin at the top of the neck and trim with the grain and the contours of the body. Proceed gently down the legs, lifting the clippers away from the skin to lengthen the coat. You may prefer to use a guide. Take care around the tail. Make sure you brush often and retrim patchy areas to achieve that perfect finish. And of course, don't forget to trim the ears, the beard, and the eyebrows into that traditional triangular shape with the scissors to finish the job. Trimming the thick coat of a terrier cross, you can attach trim guides number 1 or 2, depending on the length of coat you desire. Beginning at the top of the neck, clip the body, legs and underbelly. Run the clippers down the cheek area to shape the head. Then clip the top of the head toward the base of the skull. To trim the underbelly, attach trim guide number 1. To finish the job, comb the hair on the forehead forward and trim over the eyes with scissors. And don't forget to trim the feet for that really well-groomed look.
Clever girl, eh?
Fafalo is 10 years old and he prefers a slight beard to the clean-shaven appearance of most poodles. To begin, make sure your dog is relaxed. Turn the clippers on and hold them close to the body for a moment or two, so the dog is comfortable with the vibration and the sounds of the motor. Let's start with trimming around the face and ears. For this, you will not need to attach a trim guide. Hold the clipper with the teeth facing up. Lift the ear and support the dog's muzzle on the opposite side. Gently clip from the top of the ear to the corner of the eye, using your thumb to tension the skin. It's important when clipping any animal to allow the clippers to move freely through the coat. Always avoid excess pressure. Using a scooping motion, clip toward the end of the nose from under the eye, against the grain of the hair, and then back with the hair. When clipping the top of the nose, pull the lip tight so that the muzzle is straight and clip towards the end of the nose. Under the chin, clip initially upwards and then downwards to form a bib. You may need to perform this trimming motion a number of times before you achieve the desired result. Let's take a look at the poodle's tail. Approximately 1/3 of the tail is clipped to create that pom-pom look. This is achieved by clipping against the grain on the top of the tail and with the grain on the underside of the tail. But take extra care when clipping around the anal area. Scissors are an alternative. Hold the foot between the thumb and the forefinger. Clip upwards towards the narrowing of the foot. Hold your ring finger underneath the foot to separate each individual toe, and use the corner of the blade to scoop one side and then the other. Clip between the pads using the same scooping motion. To clip the body of a dog with a coarse curly coat, use the number 1 trim guide. Firstly, brush against the run of the coat. This will make clipping easier. Begin at the top of the neck and trim using a long, even motion. Keep the skin taut. For best results, brush the coat and repeat the trim until you've achieved a smooth, even finish. With the dog facing you, trim the legs with the longest trim guide. That's a number 3. Clip down the front legs, holding the paw in your other hand. Trim the outside of the back legs first, following the contour of the leg. Trim the inside of the leg last. To finish the clip, you'll need to use a pair of scissors. First trim around the tail, then above the eyes and around the ears, and brush the longer hair into shape. The ears are usually left in a natural state. As you can see, the Breville animal clippers produce a very professional result, and I hope the demonstrations we've shown you will help you achieve the same results with your pet. Remember to maintain good results. It's essential that you keep your clippers in good working order. Simply follow the steps I outlined earlier on in the video and the clipping techniques we've demonstrated, and that way your pet will always look well groomed and well cared for. Catch you later.